Well, hello and welcome. I'm Sue Britz,
And I'm Tina Lookbakk. Welcome to Retired.
the podcast where we talk about what life is like when we put on new tread, new wheels that move us to our next adventure. Ho, ho, ho!
Oh, I was going to do the same, and then we wish you a Merry
Oh
Christmas.
God!
But
No, no,
but
don't
now
go
it's the
there.
holiday season.
I'm gonna have an earworm. No, don't like it.
Have a holly
Uh,
jolly. Okay,
la 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 la.
that was my mom's favorite. In honor of my mother, that was like the song that made her happy. Holly Jolly Christmas.
Silent night.
Too
Okay,
serious, but good singing, Sue. That was good. Bring it on.
Okay, so here's another duality of things that bug the heck out of me is Christmas songs. When they start putting on that music right after Halloween,
October.
the
Yeah.
day after,
Oh, it kills me.
you're like, oh my gosh, and
Yeah.
then that's all. Thankfully, I don't listen to regular radio much anymore. If it's
No.
just I listen in the car to NPR, and then I
Me
don't really
too.
listen to regular radio. I do my own playlists or, yeah.
Podcasts.
Yeah. So I don't have to have those earworms. But when I go to the grocery store and they have that in, they just stick in your brain. And then when you have your insomnia, that sticks in your brain all friggin' night. And la 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 la. No, 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 thank you. Grandma got run over by
Covered
a
by a
reindeer. Oh
reindeer.
gosh, no, 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 no. And yet, the other part of the duality is, I remember when I was a child. I organized our neighborhood kids to go
Oh,
Christmas
stop.
caroling.
Oh,
I
stop.
I made up the
Oh,
music.
wait,
I got the
wait.
instruments, and
Stop.
and we would go and
Sue,
I.
I did too. Sue, I did too. In fact, that's what I was thinking as I was showering before we met this morning. I'm like, yeah, I got to tell Sue. Like, I rounded up everybody and passed out the carol books and picked this. Holy, that's why we love each other. That is why we're here. Oh my God.
Yeah, and so that would have been interesting. We would have been just like, okay, you covered that end of the neighborhood, I'll cover this, and we'll bring it all together, and then we can do a pageant, a show on a stage. And
Could you imagine? We would have been so powerful. That's why God divided us. The universe divided us because he thought, no, it would just be a little too much to put them together too soon.
she thought that. Oh, okay.
Yes.
No, I
Holy cow, Sue, I love you all the
yeah.
more.
And I remember we had musical instruments like the tambourine and the bells and the sticks and the I don't know
We
what
were
else we
pure
had.
acapella.
And to this day, when people do come by, very occasionally
Oh God, I haven't had anybody
during
in years.
during COVID, the guy down the
COVID.
street did it, and he organized. It
COVID,
was
you're
a
right.
church group, and so he wanted to say a few church words. I'm like, okay, you sang, and that was good, and you said a few church words. That's fine, but that tolerance for the church word stuff, kind of, that was fine. But I was like, it just took me right there to my childhood when you went and knocked on people's doors and sang to them. It was pretty cool. Spreading joy. So, Christmas, that's our topic today.
Okay, so I'm going to jump right in. And I noticed, so my daughter came up to visit. We went out for a nice lunch in our downtown, and all the I love our little town. It is decorated to the gills, everything, lights on every tree, every bush, every building, all the garland. It's so festive and beautiful. And the restaurant too, gotta say it. Oakside, by the way, I'm going to plug them because they really have great Brussels sprouts. As we were sitting there, I don't know if this has happened to you, and does this happen because of age? But I feel kind of sad, Sue, because when I was in high school, like you said, getting everybody together to carol, it was so mystical, so magical. And then when I was on my own in my 20s, newly married, it was like awesome because it could be new traditions. Then it was mystical and magical because of the kids. And then divorce comes and I'm like desperately holding on to tradition. It was like the last foothold of normalcy that I had. And then it died. It's like the kids we're done. It's now they're in college, and as I was sitting with my daughter, I'm like, I feel happy that I'm with her, but it's not the Christmas. It's like I'm looking at the decorations, and it's like, have I become that? Because I remember looking at people, um, mostly older people, and in fact, it was my outlaw grandparents, and they didn't really decorate anymore. And I thought, I never want to become like that. I always want to have the magic of Christmas. And the fact is, God, I don't.
You are forgiven, child.
Thank you. Thank you. I needed that. So, can you tell me about your journey from excited and throwing carolers together to today?
Okay, well, that's kind of it is an interesting journey, I will say. Along with that, the caroling, I was also the one who dug up the nativity, set up an area, made sure that it was all decorated. There were maybe lights or fake snow or whatever, and then
You.
organized who got to put the pieces in on which day. Oh, and then we did the advent calendar, and we took
Oh, yeah.
turns. And oh, I remember doing that. I used to love advent calendars so much. I even
I did
bring
too.
them to every kid I could find. I always give them an advent calendar. Even today, when we were in France, I got an advent
Oh,
calendar and gave it to the kids down the street because it's got to be fun and special. I like that part of it. But I will say, changing from and okay, let me another favorite memory
yeah.
was the watching Rudolph. I liked
Oh,
the
right.
claymation,
Ugh,
and I was intrigued by the making of that film and the
me
story.
too.
So that was cool, and I learned a lot by observing, how films are made and so forth. But I remember that as a favorite. Um, and then so at some point, I call them maybe my seasons of Scrooge, and they still live in the background of my mind because I'm really, torn between the true meaning of Christmas, Charlie Brown, and the birth of Jesus Christ and the secular celebration around it. And so the real one, the beauty of this person who was born, who was an amazing leader, a historical person that was a leader and taught peace and love and
Confidence and boundaries.
tolerance, yes, and inclusion and the
Yes,
worthiness
inclusion. Thank you.
the worthiness of the least, and honoring children.
Yes.
Um, so
Yes.
yeah, and hung out with a prostitute and
Yes.
yes,
And the
okay,
lepers.
yes. So not leopards, because then as a kid they were leopards, but my kid mine, yeah. So that I honor and respect, and I was such a follower of
Me
the
too.
Catholic faith, and at some
Lutheran, we
point,
broke off from you.
yeah, and we can talk about this in another episode, but
Mhm.
because that's another re-identity of who we are,
Isn't that true?
absolutely. But at some point, then kind of stepping away from that, and I still honor and respect that historical person that was. And so I'm okay with Christmas in that respect. The secular part, I love it, like you described, all the lights and decorations. I love that stuff. I love the people being happy, and there's a season of just some more acceptance and tolerance, and I like the idea of the new traditions. As you form a family, you build new traditions around an idea and pass that on, and your family passes that on, and it's a really nice thing. I look at our Christmas tree, which I did put up, and there's a
God,
little.
wait. Can you absolve me for a minute?
You haven't put one
Go.
up?
No, just do your thing. Absolve the guilt. Come on, come on, come on.
Tina, you are
Yes.
pardoned.
Thank you. All right, keep going.
Okay. Um, so, even on our Christmas tree, there's an ornament from my grandmother, my
Oh,
maternal grandmother. And, so it's over 100 years old, and it's kind of a cool thing to
wow.
have that. And um,
So
so
cool.
I love those traditions, and it's a way. I look at our Christmas tree, and it's got memories of childhood, but it's also got our new places we've traveled together. We choose a small ornament, and we put that on, and we look over what we've done and where we've been, and we have those great memories. And I love that. I think that's beautiful. That's what this season to me is about. Now, we get into the commercialization of it, and you have to spend this much money or buy that, and everyone has to have something. It's so stressful, and the food, and whose house do you go to, and are you invited or are you snubbed, and how do you share a child with the other family, and so all that stuff is just the antithesis of all the beauty of the time. Of course, the time when it happens is, the end of the year. I think that's always a great one. I remember as a teacher saying to kids, "Bye, see you next year," and it was ending something and starting something new. It's a beautiful way to keep things fresh and new, and to honor what you have done. So I'm torn. And my seasons of Scrooge get in between there where I'm just like turned off. I don't want to hear anything. I don't want to see anything. The songs really do it to me. But yeah, that's kind of my take.
Okay, so I want to ask you, so this year is the most like where I have a flicker, I have a moment of hope that I want to decorate. And that's because Maria's bringing her 12-year-old niece back, and my youngest daughter, who's 21, is going to be coming up. And so for this, I thought, maybe it's time. And I just, I've been fighting with myself. Do I put up the plastic tree? Do I go get a fresh tree? I really want a fresh tree because it smells so good. And then the thought of going into the attic and dragging all these boxes out, I just shut down. I'm like, is this Tina where you really want to spend your time? It's like, no, not really. And then I tell myself, but doesn't it for all the good things that you do, whether you travel, no matter what you do, there's effort to get to the thing at the end. Like it doesn't
Right.
just arrive. You have to put in the effort. And I've just been struggling back and forth, back and forth. And I want to ask you, how did you know? Maybe it will inspire me that it was time and right to get the tree out. Was this your doing? Was it Mel's doing? Who's doing? What was can you walk me through the steps of how it came from your mind and into your living room?
Well, I
That would be
remember,
helpful.
when I was working, it was easy. It had to happen on a weekend or when I wasn't working. Okay. Now it doesn't matter, so I can choose to do it when we want. But we were traveling so much. We had after Thanksgiving. I don't like to decorate for Christmas before Thanksgiving, so I'm not going there. So we ended
Me
up
either.
right after Thanksgiving that weekend because, and I think a lot of people do. It makes sense. You're cleaning up the house is clean. Now pull
Yeah.
out this other stuff. And regarding here, I have a tip for those who've acquired a lot of stuff over the years, is to hone it down so that you've got maybe two boxes of decorations. And that way, unless you have this reason to do the big on show, just tone it down. And for us, combining a household, we had to do a lot of that
Oh, you
already.
did.
Yeah, and so it was okay, so these are ones I don't want to give up. These are ones she doesn't want to give up. We combine it, and there we get it down to two boxes of decorations. That's not bad. And
Hallelujah.
so
That
it
was
makes you
great.
kind of go, okay, we can do this. And we still have too many decorations to put on a tree, but we can choose to try to put them all on or whatever. Um, you know, it was easy to choose after that because we've got a lot going on this December, and so is get it up now, and then you can also getting up early. You can enjoy it. Now, outside, Melinda's always said, "Oh, we got to put lights up," and I'm like, "That's just too much." Unless you hire a group to do that, and then I don't want to do that either. Um, so one year I bought one of those giant inflatable things, which kind of I hate, but I love because it's so efficient. All you
You
do
do
is
one
open the
thing, it
box,
makes a statement.
poof, and there it is. And you know what ours is? It's
What?
this
The
giant,
Grinch.
it's a giant rainbow. It goes over the walking up path to the front of the house
That's
with
cool.
a Santa riding a unicorn.
Oh, I
Yeah.
love it.
And so
Can
it's
you put that
very
on the picture for this
uh,
podcast?
okay, I'll do that. Yeah.
That would be
It
awesome.
is so fun, and this year I didn't put it up because we're not going to
Oh,
be here a lot, and I don't want to have people trip over it or walk on it, when it's not inflated. So it's not up this year, and I'm okay with that. Um, so I like that because you put it up and it's over the top, and it's fun, and it represents us, and so I like that. I highly recommend that if that works for you. But on the other hand, I'm also thinking of a friend who is a retired teacher like us, our age. Um, a call out to Sarita. She decorates to the nth degree. She is, it's amazing and it's beautiful. But this is her thing. She loves to do that. She's got, like, I think this year, 8 trees in her house. They're, some are small, tiny, tabletop ones, and others are large. And she has different themes for each one. And they're beautiful. And they add this feeling in her home that is just astounding. Now, she has done stuff outside before too, but it's just, if this is your thing, then go for it. That's what I say. But getting it up early, then you enjoy it. I say take it down right away too, so it's not lingering. You have stuff. So that's my take. And I also think lights are good all year long. So as long as they're, quote, not Christmas colors, they're like, I have Ukraine colors on my trees, blue and yellow, because it's for Ukraine, and they're solar ones, and so they come on and off by themselves, and I love that. So the house is decorated.
Wow. Well, I don't know. I'd say you took me from, what do you call it? Periods of Scrooge?
Yes, oh, Seasons of Scrooge.
Seasons of Scrooge. You took me from the Scrooge level to neutral.
Okay,
So at least it was a spiral in the upward.
you could have
Um,
that little girl uh, set it up too, and then you don't have to
you
put
know
it
what?
away.
That is what Maria's been saying.
She would enjoy it. It's an activity.
That's what she's saying
Otherwise, she's
too.
going to sit there and get on her phone and look at stuff rather than
Right.
interact.
No, I know. And I thought about waiting to bake cookies until she's here and then bake them with her.
That's
Like,
nice.
I've kind of set this time aside where I just want to enjoy having a youthful,
Yeah.
positive human in the house. She's bilingual, which is so fun. Like, she's so perfect in both languages, and it's so fun to flip back and forth between the language. Do you miss speaking Spanish?
I do, and yet I find opportunities to do that. And then when I start speaking Spanish, it's like, wow, this is fun. Or then I realize also I've stepped outside of my specialized language of education, and
Mhm.
I some have entered other areas where I don't have the specialized language, and so I have to learn that. It's like, whoa, I thought I was bilingual, and I am, and but when you enter in
It's
a
true.
specialized language, you got more stuff to learn. So
So true. Yeah. Well, I'll figure it out. And then I'm torn between, do I buy the tree up here in my little mountain community? Will it be as fresh? Should I be going down, down the hill, we call it, and buy it at the big box where there's so many of them and it might be fresher? And then do I want to spend the money when I already have a plastic tree? But
go
do I buy the
plastic.
garland? So today is kind of the big day. And then this is the fun part though. I've decided that I'm not going to be all adulty and put the racks on Maria's Jeep. I love my Pearl. And my Pearl, for those of you that don't know, is my Mustang convertible. And I did this once. It was great. I went out to Sylvieville out in Dixon and I bought, when I first had Pearl, with my top down and my tree out the back, as I'm wearing my down coat and my warm ear muffs and I'm driving down the freeway with a Christmas tree. And so I might just do that. I have my blanket in Pearl ready to go so the sap doesn't get on our saddles. Um, anyway,
It's your own version of a sleigh ride.
it is.
Yeah.
Ah, anyway, we'll see.
Okay,
I'll
here's
keep
what
you
I say.
posted.
I
Yeah.
say do honor to the plastic. Use it as much as you can before you have to recycle it. You've invested in plastic, use it till it no longer has use.
Do they ever disintegrate? Like,
Well, they can
does
get
that
all
happen?
they get all frumpy and gross or bent
Do they?
and yes. Yes. Or the lights don't
Oh,
work if it's pre-lit or
oh,
whatever.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah. Use it until you well,
And then I
unless
could
you don't
then
want
just
to.
buy the garland.
Yes.
I do want like a fresh wreath, but I want the drippy kind, not the stiff pine needle, but the drippy garland. And then I want to put drippy garland down my, and I still have not. I've been here, what, 4 years full time now. And I still have not put garland on my handrails for the stairs. And it's like, That's something okay, I'm starting to go a step above neutral right now, just talking about it.
So you save money by sticking with the plastic and doing it on her because you've
And
already
then I can
invested
buy
in
the
it.
garland,
Right. Right. There we go.
and I still get the smell and the look of the
Yes,
real.
we got the plan.
Oof. Okay, can I take a moment now to just get some deep things off my chest?
Yes.
First, it was really good to hear you talk about the whole birth of Jesus and your feelings towards it, because I think that's another area in life we paralleled very much, because we were both very, very connected to our religions and spirituality, and it's evolved. Let's just put it that way. So thanks for that. Now, where I get surlier, and I don't like this about myself, this is my inner Scrooge as well, but I too am offended and bothered by the fact that we are extending Christmas into October. It really is. And every holiday is months in advance. And it makes me sick because
Mm-hmm.
by the time Christmas does roll around, I'm done with it.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And luckily I've been so neutral about it that I haven't really even acknowledged it. But I get upset when Costco has it November 1st. I get upset when I go into Home Depot November 1st, because I'm not there yet, everyone. I'm not there yet. We haven't even hit the Thanksgiving. I haven't hit the colors of autumn, and you're already throwing Christmas greens and reds. So that is something that really gets to me. The music doesn't as much. It doesn't, because if I don't hear it in the store, I won't listen to it. So I'm kind of glad for it. Um, and then I think the next thing that I don't know what it is, but it's the mailing. It's the mailing of the gift. It's hard enough to wrap the gift, but I have gifts that I actually have to get in the mail. And I'm not even at the point now where it's like, I don't know if it's going to get there on time, but I can at least say, here's the postmark, and I tried. But I don't know how that affects you, but that's probably the next thing where I just shut down, because I feel so proud to wrap it. Now I have to go somewhere and mail it, and I have to spend all this money. When I mailed, it was like a year ago, I had two beautiful tea mugs that I mailed to my cousin in Norway. They weighed nothing, and it cost like $67. $67 to weigh nothing, or to that weigh nothing to mail it. And just the price for just the mailing is insane. So then you have to think, well, how much am I going to spend on this gift? And now how much am I going to have to spend just to get it there? And so the gifts were really reasonable. They were $24. It was 12 per mug. But the mailing brought it to, I mean, what, 3 times more? Insane. Just, that's it. I think those are the things I had to get off my chest.
Well, and
Thanks for
I think
listening.
that's a tradition that I think of the mailing that has changed. For me, it has. I mean, um, for domestic ones, you could certainly use Amazon. You just send it via Amazon to your recipient, and they will put a little card on it, and they'll put the little bag thing on it, and it's fine because people can also return things easily that way, and you don't even know
I
about it.
didn't buy
It's
it
all
through
good.
Amazon.
Okay,
That's the
just
problem.
saying.
Yeah.
If it's international, that's a different story, and that's where I would go. See, I think I've stopped mailing things to people, so it's more calling them, texting, emailing. Some people do still do cards. That's another interesting thing you could do. But you could take time just to
Oh,
the
do you write Christmas cards?
not anymore. That was one of the things
Yep.
I was really good about until no. And I'd do the
Divorce?
family letter and all that stuff. But you could still, for like your special family that you want to send something to,
Hmm.
take time, sit down and write a nice letter or make the phone call and just talk. And people, especially people our age, I think, as much as we like gifts, we don't need another, thing to put somewhere, you know?
This
Um,
is for my daughter.
in
This is for
in
my
another
daughter.
country.
So what's the one that's not coming? She's gonna remain with her father this
No,
year
no, no. But
for
you
the
were saying you
holidays.
were mailing it to Norway.
Oh, that was 2 years
Yeah,
ago.
yeah.
That was just
So
giving you an example.
yeah, but
This
see,
year we have both agreed not to do it.
right, right, and that's what people are doing. That's what I'm trying to say is that
Yeah.
international one. instead just take some time out. Let's schedule a phone call and talk to each other and see
Yeah.
each other.
And actually, that is what we're going to do.
And that's
Yeah.
so meaningful. Like I say, as
Yeah.
people our age, we don't want more stuff. Now, for your
No,
children, you got to do
it's a
something.
different deal.
And so, whether you decide to buy something personally or create send a card that says, "Here's the experience that I've scheduled for us," or something like that. That's another way to not worry about the
The
craziness of
packaging.
yeah, yeah. But it's always nice to receive something on the day of from your parents. That's for
It
sure.
is.
Yeah,
It is to open that thing up.
yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, kids are different than even grown kids are different than others, and I think that's what people are changing that up. So either you use the Amazon thing, or you figure out other ways to to send your cheer. So, just my thoughts.
Good thoughts.
Do you have any favorite memories? Like one, can you think of one
Yes,
favorite
right
memory?
now.
One.
This is so
Okay.
funny. Okay. I just told the story a while ago. Okay. It's Christmas Eve, which is when we celebrated because my parents are Norwegian. My godparents are here. It's my junior, senior year in high school, and I had to take a health class. And in that health class, pre 911, you had to memorize the fire department. You had to memorize the fire department and the police department telephones.
Okay.
In general, I always was kind of critical about school because I always thought, and when am I going to use this trigonometry? When am I going to use these things? Other than Spanish, of course, because you can use it within seconds. So, anyway, we're sitting around the formal dinner table having our little talk. We got the fire in the fireplace, and all of a sudden we hear this whoosh, and we had a chimney fire. And it was
Mm.
so freaking scary. So we all
Mm-hmm.
go running outside. We're staring up at the chimney. The fire's coming out of the top. And I'm like, I felt
Mm.
like, now it brings me back to Amy Irvine last week. And I put on my super cape and I went running inside and I went, and I know the number to the fire department. And I went in and I dialed on the dial phone. And sure enough, within 2 minutes, because they lived so close, they were here, took out the fire. That was really memorable for so many
Wow.
reasons
Yeah.
because, yeah, it was so cool. Like, I saved the day. School was relevant. What I learned in my class paid off, and it was so amazing. And my godparents were there, and I loved them to pieces. And there was snow outside, which is always my dream. And so that was actually one of my favorite experiences for all kinds of reasons. You?
Wow. 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 Well, besides all those, caroling and stuff like that, I do remember a special one that was really cool. It kind of relates to that little me, like we are going back to the Amy Irvine stories of the little me. Just the pride in being seen and not
Oh,
being in the background. We were when I was a little girl, I was a brownie and then a Girl Scout. And I don't remember whether it was during my brownie years or my Girl Scout years, but um, our our troop was chosen to light the city tree. So this was
ah,
in Clearwater, along the
Florida.
yeah, okay, no, that was in Clearwater, Florida, not Florida. What the heck? Okay, so this is right along the causeway, uh, that's right by the water, and they had this little area off the bridge that they would erect a large. It was a very large metal Christmas tree, and at the base of the tree there was a box, and you could flip the switch, and then that would turn the lights on, and so
You kind of lost me at the metal tree. Is this like silver metal, like
silver. It's
metal
a
metal?
huge thing. I don't know, 30 feet tall or
Yeah, but did it have like green? Like, was it fake or was it just metal?
no, it's not a real tree. It was a silver metal
Robotic metal
tree.
tree
Not
that looked
robotic.
like a Christmas tree?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh, okay. All right.
It looked like the bridge. It's
Okay.
it's a bridge tree.
Okay.
A robot?
I'm just seeing metal. I'm just not feeling the metal. I'm not feeling it. But okay, go
Okay,
ahead. Sorry.
okay, okay. We'll set the
I'm
scene
sure it
again.
was amazing.
It's Clearwater, Florida, with the but
Manatees.
on the water, and the sun is shining, and on the tree it just sparkles off like it sparkles on the ocean itself. It is gorgeous, sending little crystals of love out into the world. Okay, all right. So no,
Excellent. Good painting.
no. So anyhow, we had this little ceremony. I think there was like a mayor or something there too, and I got to physically put my hand on that switch and
Oh,
and flip
that's
that switch.
cool.
And it was just the one time because someone's got to do it all the other days or whatever. But that first one, and it was so exciting. It was like, wow, to be given that
Oh.
responsibility,
Wait,
that honor.
how were you the chosen one
I
exactly?
don't know. I don't know. I'm not the chosen
Oh,
one, but for that event on that day in that
I
moment,
bet you I can explain why.
I will tell you though, I felt seen and valued. I mean, that was
Oh,
one of the times that I felt valued, and it wasn't like I did anything special or anything. I just flipped a switch, but to be given that
no, there's
honor,
more to it. I
to be given
agree.
that honor, it felt really cool. And then every time I see that tree or I saw that tree,
Oh,
it's like, oh, I remember standing right there and doing that and remembering the little me. So thank you, Amy, for the reminding
yes.
us of our little me's.
And the cape. And I just want to say this is why, Sue, because I would have chosen you had I been your Girl Scout leader, because you are conscientious, responsible. You take roles very seriously. Like you would have been my chosen one had I been in that leadership and got to pick my from the tribe. I know that I would have picked you. Like confidence. Sue.
Wearing my little uniform, I loved
Yes.
it. I felt so, yeah, it felt so cool.
Oh,
Yeah.
thanks for that visual.
Thank you for your kind words. All right. So we want to wish you a happy holidays, everyone, whether it's Christmas or whatever else. Happy New Year, happy all the wonderful things. Um, Tina,
Kwanzaa, Hanukkah,
yes,
all of it.
non secular, just
Non
happy,
secular,
just happiness and peace.
vacation time if you have
Yeah.
no, yeah.
Peace and love and all good things.
And a good, like, it's like the grand finale of the year. May you have a great grand finale of the year of
Yes,
2024.
indeed. Indeed. That wraps up this episode of Retired. Thanks for listening.
Until next week, or should I say next year, please feel free to lend your feedback or ask questions by emailing us at retiredpodcastnewtred@gmail.com. You're invited to follow us on Facebook at Retired Podcast New Tread. Check the show notes for links and contact information. Take it, Sue.
What did you say? Take
Take
it,
it.
Sue? I will. Retired is co-hosted by me. Retired is
That's Sue Britz.
Hang on. Retired. Shh. Retired is co-hosted by Sue Britz and Tina Lokkbakk. It is produced, directed, and edited by me, Sue Britz. Music and graphics are by me too. Please
Yes,
click
they are.
Please. Music and graphics are by me too. Please click to subscribe so that you won't miss your chance to join our retired road trip. What the hell was that?
It's our last one.
Fa la la la
Everyone else, you
la
get to
la
have
la
some fun.
la la.
La.